back. This is officially the last lot that I needed to build for this old western town before we get started. And when we do start playing, it'll be kind of a randomized order of Sims on the Oregon Trail, Sims who are homesteading, and Sims in town, so we can kind of see a variety of things. Now, this lot in particular is, of course, the Saloon. This was the reward to myself for finishing everything else, because I knew this would be at least fun, because I gotta put all sorts of weird CC in there. But then I quickly realized I didn't have all the CC I wanted, but that's neither here nor there. At the end, I'm very happy with kind of the final build. It is much larger than I intended originally, but I was only putting one in, so I felt like it was okay. I did base this off a couple different builds that I found. Also, again, real life experience from various saloons that I have visited. I don't think I've ever actually worked in an old western saloon. I worked in an old western bakery, which was certainly something. And by that I mean it originally just sold bread to miners, and because it was a historical building and they were not allowed to, like, change it, it was not a fun experience sometimes, because they turned it into a restaurant, and the walk-in cooler barely fit one person in it. So they had a second walk-in cooler built separately in the back, and anyone who's worked in a kitchen knows, like, when it's rush time and you gotta go, you don't want to be running all the way to the end of the building to go and get whatever you need. So it was an experience. Wasn't a bad one, but wasn't the best. But yeah, I've been in plenty of these, because we used to, when I was a kid, go to Virginia City, Nevada all the time, and then as a teenager and then young adults, we moved to Montana, and I ended up visiting and then later working in Virginia City, Montana, which was very funny for a lot of reasons, mostly because the state kind of runs it as like a tourism thing. But the funniest part was when people they would ask about things that I knew from personal experience were definitely from Virginia City, Nevada. But there was a lot of confusion, and sometimes people wouldn't believe you. The most common one was, "Where's the Bucket of Blood Saloon?" And I was like, no, that's in Nevada, not in Montana. It is interesting how the two different Virginia cities were run, because the one in Nevada it leans in. Every Wild West trope you could think of. They have shootouts on the streets. They have, actors dressed as saloon girls wandering around, like, very much lean into it. The one in Montana is kind of contradictory a lot of the times. It's run by people who don't want to talk about any of that. There was a Chinatown there that got destroyed when they put the highway in, so they don't want to talk about that. And they also try to pretend that nobody was murdered or hung there, while at the same time there is a building called the Gallows Building, and there's a hill called Boot Hill with a bunch of graves at the top, because that's where those outlaws were buried. Like, it's very interesting to me that they try to deny that, but at the same time, the Wild West was dubbed that way for a reason. Like, it gets exaggerated, but at the same time, they were just kind of doing stuff. They were just doing whatever they felt like doing, and there were no rules. And that kind of atmosphere or energy, I don't think it's ever really been replicated, like, in life, but it definitely has been replicated in technology. Like, when the internet kind of started being a thing, there were no rules as to how the internet was going to work. And now we've reached the point where it's been ruined forever. But we're seeing that now with so-called AI, which does annoy me, the terminology, just because that's not what it actually is. It is a large language model. The majority of them are anyways, and they're not making anything new. They are taking a bunch of data that they have and inferring, which is where all of the errors come. And obviously, ethical implications aside, it's just slightly annoying. And also shocking, the way that people are using it. I was waiting to, I think I've already mentioned this, but I was waiting for a nurse to basically put me under so they could stick a needle in my spine, and I'm listening to all the nurses talk about how ChatGPT is very present in their lives, in particular to do their homework. And I'm like, okay, maybe I want different nurses. Like, if you're talking about this openly, I don't want to know what you're not talking about openly. Like, this is concerning. I also have players at my D&D tables that mention it, and I'm like, there was one person that, he was a guest player, he was the partner of someone who was a regular, and he's like, why don't you just use, ChatGPT or Claude to just generate all this stuff for you? Like, basically write the campaign for me. And I'm like, because that's the fun part. Why on earth would I have it do the fun part for me? And also, I've said it many times, I'm just very good at improv. Because that skill set has just been honed in me since I was a small child. Like the other day, I had a plan for the campaign, but they decided not to follow the plan. They went on a tangent quest, and I called anything where, like, it is so left field that you did not anticipate that this is what they would want to do, tangent quests, because basically you have no plan. You are making it up on the fly. I'm familiar enough with D&D that I can kind of get through it in Pathfinder. In D&D, it's not even a problem at all, but in Pathfinder, it's sometimes I'm like, how do I, because there's it's just different how you construct your encounters and stuff, so, but I made up a whole town. I made up all of the people in the town. I don't even pause at this point. I just say the first name that pops into my head and just go with it. And it was a good time. No one knew that I did not have that plan. They might have guessed, just because my intro was not at all that. But at the end of the day, it's fine. So I don't really need the generation aspect of anything. I'm just baffled that people that play tabletop games, that's where they would want to go. I can understand, again, newer players, people that are not comfortable with that, fine. Even then, though, I really don't even like my new players to use, the D&D apps that are out there, or D&D and Beyond, because I feel like they don't learn if they don't do it on the piece of paper, basically. That's how I learned. That's how I know kind of the rules. So for the first 6 months, I made all of them have a paper. I'm like, I don't care if this is Stone Age of me, this is how you're going to learn the rules better than anything. And now they're allowed to use the phone, but I was pretty strict about it. And all of them is very happy that I did that, because some of them have joined other tables and things, and now they have that baseline. They're not flying blind of what do I do, how do I do this. But yeah, it was very funny, because I remember getting looks, because my very first D&D table, after taking quite the sabbatical from it, was a couple years ago now, all strangers to me, never met any of these people in my life, was very rusty to begin with. I had one experienced player, all of the rest were new. So new, it wasn't even funny new. They One player had played Baldur's Gate. One player had tried to play D&D at one point at like an Adventurers League kind of thing, and had such a terrible experience that she stopped playing for 6 years. Or she didn't even get a start, really. Like, some dude was a jerk because she couldn't immediately add numbers in her head. And I'm like, oh no, we don't do that at all. That's dick behavior. Like, even I struggle, and I mean, I have dyslexia, but like, ugh. Anyway, I just realized I've gone on tangents. I've been alone all day today by myself, and when that happens and I don't get other human interaction, this is the result. I ramble. But I'm just placing stuff. Wagon wheels especially, because the inspo image had a lot of wagon wheels on it, so I kind of wanted to go there. But like, it's not complicated. This is a saloon. I wanted the bar. You know, I wanted some things in the bar, but I also didn't want it super built out, because a lot of like these old Western town buildings weren't built out. Some of them had fancy bars, but like, these buildings needed to be multi-purpose. It's why all buildings, like commercial buildings, are getting painted gray now, because they want multi-purpose. They do not want 90s Taco Bell, because then if Taco Bell closes, the person who owns that property then needs to lease it to someone else. But in this case, it was just because people would leave. They didn't want to put too much money into it. But I knew I wanted to have like a poker room, some bathrooms, a pool table, just like a functional community lot. That was really important to me. Sometimes I make decorative ones, especially in town. Like, I've been making a lot of decorative lots, but this particular lot needed to be functional. I knew it was going to feature in my random occurrence scenarios at some point anyways. Like, obviously I can't say exactly when, but it was important that this was a really functional lot. And I had a lot of CC for it. Like I said, I had all the saloon signs. I was kind of spoiled for choice when it came to stuff like that. I didn't love that it was in English, but it's alright. I was also spoiled for choice just in terms of decorating. I would say the Old Western Saloon features very heavily in lots of spaghetti Western movies. There's also, I would say, in terms of reenactment and like decorated historical buildings, this is the most common one to get done, because it's the one that's the most interesting to the most people in general. So it almost always is something that's furnished in images. So I had a lot of places to pull from. And again, also memory, because I've been in many of these. Not drinking, because yay allergies, but hanging out. Wasn't much to do, so that's what you did. You hung out at the bar. Although I did not know I was allergic to alcohol for a long time. I just thought I had really bad hangovers, and then like, I think it was like 27. And I just happened to go to the doctor, and I was really hungover, and I already didn't drink much just because I didn't like having bad hangovers. And the doctor was like, what do you mean this is how you feel all the time? Like, it was bad. Like, at least 4 days of intense symptoms of all kinds, but mostly sinus, because I also had sinus problems that didn't get resolved for a long time. And yeah, the doctor's like, so that's not at all a hangover, part of a hangover, what is going on? And then, of course, ran tests, did what they needed to do, and they're like, yeah, you're allergic to most alcohol. Like, the majority. Even stuff that I'm not allergic to, like wine, I would have histamine reactions to. So, like, all of it. That's why I always tell people, I'm like, it's not that I don't drink for, like, judgmental reasons or I have a problem reasons. Just genuinely, it just makes me feel icky. But that's okay, because I don't really need to drink alcohol. It's never been that appealing to me. I don't know if that's just my internal bias from having such bad hangovers that I never wanted to do it again, but there we are. Yeah, we're basically done with the build now, so let me know what you think. I am curious what are your predictions? What are you most excited to see now that we get back into playing this neighborhood? We're probably not going to play with, I can't remember their name right now, but the family that we did the test run of the homesteading, but they will be in the background. And once I play through this next round and kind of get everybody on the same page timeline-wise, we will then add them into the rotation. But yeah, I have to say, of the lots, this is probably my favorite one to do. And I knew it would be, which is also why it was last, because I needed the bribe. I do wish I had a better couch option. I don't love that one, but it's fine. I also might later on put like rooms upstairs, but I didn't want to do it this time. So yeah. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, please give it a like. It really does help, and I will see you in the next one.